You have now entered the fourth domain where we talk stress management, healing the mind, body, and soul, and becoming the most elite version of yourself. You're now rocking with Coach Paper. Today's topic, man, begs a question out of the six domains of stress. What is the most important domain? But, man, before we get to that topic, I want to remind you all that the true temple is you. Now, back to the topic at hand. What is the most important domain out of the six domains of stress? Before we dive into that topic, let me reiterate what the six domains of stress are. The six domains of stress are the six aspects of life that shapes the entire human experience. And those domains are domain one, your physical domain, domain two, your mental domain, domain three, your emotional domain, domain four, your existential domain, domain five, your social relational domain, and domain six, your environmental domain. Now, if all of those domains are connected and interdependent of one another, meaning that if you're thriving, doing well in one domain, it's going to positively affect the other domains. But if you are negative, but if you're not doing so well in one of the domains, it will negatively affect the other domains. And with that said, what indeed is the most important domain or the first domain you should start working on if you want to heal the mind, body, and soul and become the most elite version of yourself? You know, if you want to heal the nervous system, what domain you should work on? You know, you got goals to get. Start new businesses, getting degrees and all that, or whatever it may be. What is the most important domain? What trumps all? Now, I did a small survey just by asking people who watched this subject, and question comes from the first video that I posted on this channel, which is titled "The Six Domains of Stress," and it's an overview of what the six domains of stress are, and it talks about the benefits of it all and all that. The link to that video will be in this description of this one. But like I was saying, I asked several people, like a small survey, what's the most important domain? And by a landslide, and actually 100% of the answer that I got was domain two, the mental domain. Domain two, most people think that is the most important domain. And reasons they gave is, of course, you know, you got to be mentally strong to do anything. You know, you got to be mentally strong and just to start a new business, mentally strong to stick through that gym plan, you know, through the whole 3 months getting in shape. You know, we have to be mentally strong. We all, you know, with a lot of things, we all heard phrases like mind over matter. You know what I'm saying? But in my professional opinion, through coaching other people, using these techniques on myself, and becoming successful at whatever that I wanted to do, let me tell you guys, all by far, the physical domain is most important, period. More important than the mental domain and all. And let me tell you why. I came up with 3 reasons why I say the physical domain trumps all. Everything starts with the physical, right? So that first reason is a good plan or a great idea with no action is a first class ticket to stagnation. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get up, get out and get something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and let's all think about it, you know? What if Bill Gates just had that great idea of starting Microsoft, but he never got up and got business partners, never got up and did any research, did anything. He just sat there and thought about it. Great ideas with no action is a first class ticket to stagnation. Let's think about if Malcolm X and Martin Luther King thought about standing up for the people, but never actually done it. Just telling everybody what about it, woo, 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 but they never got up and did an action to do it. Will we even have civil rights today? You know what I'm saying? What about you? You got goals to get? You wanna work on your fitness? What you gonna do? Sit there and think about it? Well, if that's your technique, let me know how that's going to go for you, right? So that's one reason why I say the physical trumps all. To build this world, to do anything, we have to get up and do something about it. A good idea, a great idea with no action is a first class ticket to stagnation, right? So, reason number two in my line of work, let's talk about reason number two in healing the brain, right? In order to heal the brain, it takes a healthy amount of carbohydrates, glucose, and modulating how much information is coming to the brain at once. You see, that's a two-part to healing, right? But what was the first one? Feeding the brain enough glucose and complex carbohydrates, all right, to heal the brain, to even think properly. Let me fill you guys in on this information, right? And think about it, feeding the brain properly, it goes back to the physical domain. You got to physically feed your brain enough carbohydrates, and we can even get into the omega-3 fats and how that even stop depression and more. You know, I'll touch on that other video, but it always comes back to the physical, man. Period, point blank. You got to feed that brain. And just to give a little bit information about feeding the brain, did you know that your brain every day it uses up to 130 grams of carbohydrates, right? So 1 gram of carbohydrate, that's 4 calories, right? So what's 4 times 130? That's 520 calories, right? And a bowl of oatmeal is 200 calories. So if you eat 3 bowls of oatmeal, that's 600 calories. That's only 80 more than your brain used every day. And that's just by thinking. Don't, that's not even doing analytical work. That is how much carbohydrates that your brain is using just by thinking, just by surviving and living. You get what I'm saying? So that's reason number two. Now, my final reason that I'm going to give today, there's much more. I can go on and on about this. But the final reason why I say, for today's video, number three, reason number three why I say the physical domain trumps all other domains is, did you guys know that by working on the physical domain, it can heal up to 70% of the other domains just by working on the physical, just by getting up and doing something. And I'm going to tell you exactly how that is possible, that just working on the physical domain can help starting to fix your mental. That's the second domain. Emotional, that's three. Because we know working on the physical is gonna fix 70% of all the others. Here's your physical, your mental, your emotional, your existential, your social slash relational, and then your environmental domain. So stay tuned for that. And until then, man, I need you to guys hit that like button, that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. Because like I said, man, over here we talk stress management, healing the mind, body, and soul, and becoming the most elite versions of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And before I get out of here, I want you guys to always remember that the true temple is you. I'm Coach Paper, and until next time, your boy signing out. This is the fourth domain, baby, and I'm loving it.